Between die, rely on yourself in no way. Believe.
Good morning, everybody. Different layout this morning. Just bear with it. It's for a temporary fix. It'll be back tomorrow to a regular schedule of how it looks. Housekeeping things. I have gone ahead and updated my website. If you guys have not seen it, or you didn't even know that I had a website, before it was linked to my old account of Tell It Like It Is. Now it is now linked to Straight Talk. Um, and I will be doing something different on the website where I'll be trying to add at least a blog a week, um, to where you can go read, share, all that stuff. Um, Musings that I've had that I don't put into video format, but you can always find that now on the website. Um, and you can find it easiest if you just go to my YouTube page. Under the About section, there is at the very bottom the website link, and it'll take you straight to the website. And on that website is also the store link. I'm not going to link the store to the YouTube page because that's a whole nother kettle of fish, but you can get to the merchant link on the um, web page side. So that's back up and running. Um, I've been meaning to get it going again and get my blogs going again, and I just have not done it. And I think it's about time I get back on the bandwagon and start doing it. So this will be the first week that it's active. You'll see a couple of changes. I added a couple of the videos that are on Facebook to it, so it'll link you back. It'll be a switch back and forth with it. So just keep an eye out for that. If you have, it's easier to leave things there if you want things answered. My emails, everything's on that website. So in case Facebook or YouTube starts to screw around, I at least have a secondary spot that I can go drop stuff. Even if I have to go through Vimeo to do it, I can at least still get videos out if YouTube decides to act up. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I get that out the way, let everybody know that's coming. Travail. Yesterday we spoke about the health and wealth thing. God wants you healthy. God wants you rich. God wants you happy. The thing is that God just wants you following. That's what God wants you doing is following Him. God wants you following Him. I don't know about the bags yet. Like I said, I have to see how the store goes before I decide to add too many things to it. Too many variations make it really muddy, and I just want to try and isolate it to shirts first, see how the logo goes. Then we'll go. They have some good purse options. I get you, but don't know. In any case, God wants you healthy, whole, happy, rich. And they will take verses from the Bible like people getting healed and walking and ignore the fact that these people were clamoring and begging to come to Him. In an instant, one lady just knew that she just had to touch His garment for her to be healed. But she understood where the power lay. She was not going after Him because I'm going after healing. I'm going after the hem of His garment. There is a massive disconnect today in the church where people go after God for what they can get and not for what He possesses. Not for who He is, but what He can give, what they can receive. They really don't go to praise, they go to pray. Prey. They go to God to pray on Him, not to pray to Him. because they honestly believe that he is, like they say, the giver of all good things. When they hear that, they think, oh, money's a good thing, house is a good thing, bills paid is a good, everything that's good for them to get. So I want to help people understand that travail, trial, and persecution is also part of the package deal. That's the actual thing you should expect, not not the type of blessings you keep hearing from the pulpit. I would dare say that he never promised you that. So what does it mean to travail? Work, especially of a painful or laborious nature, physical and mental exertion or piece of work, agony, torment, to labor hard. In all honesty, that's actually what he promised we would be going through. That would actually be our reality. From all intents and purposes, all intents and purposes, we as believers are scheduled for one very big thing while here on earth, and that's persecution. We are scheduled for it. We were promised it. We were also promised joy. Like we spoke about before, joy is not being happy. Joy is understanding in spite of. You have something that gives you joy in spite of your circumstance. It's not your circumstances that gives you joy. It's the person that you're following. In this case, God. In John 15, if the world hates you, you know that it hated me first. If you were of the world would love its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they will keep yours also. But all these things they will do to you for my name's sake, because they do not know him who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would have no sin. But now they have no excuse for their sin. He who hates me hates my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which no one else did, they would have no sin. But now they have seen and also hated both me and my Father. But this happened that the word might be fulfilled, which is written in the law. They hated me without a cause. Hate is a pretty strong word. If the world hated me, it's going to hate you. Yet you hear from the pulpit a lot of these people saying, God wants you rich and wealthy and living in opulence. All that seems to be of the world. But if the world hates me because of what I'm saying, but somehow they love you, it must be one of two things not true. You're not of God, or he lied. If you are loved by the world, you must not be doing something. Either you're doing just enough to keep peace with them by not saying the things that will upset them, or you speak out. Pick one. Pick one. The travail that we will endure here on earth has nothing to do with our walk, mind you. I want people to understand when I say the Christian walk is easy, it is easy from a God to man perspective. The difficulty in the Christian walk is man to man. Relationship with God is cake. It is simply cake. You just worship God. Circumstances don't matter, issues don't matter, problems don't matter. Just worship God. Easy stuff. Simple. Cake. The difficult part is traversing between mankind with that mindset. Therein will lie your problems as a Christian. Because you'll have multiple people telling you that, hey, God wants you, blah, blah, and everything's always in the positive, blah, 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 blah. Money, rich, healthy, happy, whole. Meanwhile, you can read in the Bible saying the complete opposite to you. You will endure hardship. You'll be persecuted. They will put you to death. They will hate you. I don't see how those two level out together. I really don't see how that works. I was in a conversation with a friend this week, and it must just be the week for people to go through stuff. But he was having a harder time than normal with day-to-day things and life in general. And the thing that came to my mind was we sometimes encounter this stuff like it's a surprise. Like, you ever get into a problematic situation and you seem surprised by it? Or you ask the question, why me? You ever had that situation where you're in such a rough location? Why me? Why is this happening? You ever ask yourself that question? Here's my retort. Why are you asking that? Why are you asking that? Is it a surprise? Should it be a surprise to you that you're going through a lot of crap on earth? Should it be a surprise to you that if you are trying to follow that the devil doesn't keep throwing everything in the kitchen? Should it surprise you? Or should it really surprise you if you're not encountering those things? That's what should surprise. If you're not encountering them, that's when you should get surprised. That should be a red flag. That is your red flag, not the enduring of it, not the experiencing of it. If you don't experience it, you must be asking yourself why. My body had been broken for a long time, okay? And that question kept coming. Why? And then I realized the question wasn't why. That should not be the question. The real question is, why am I not thanking him in the middle of this? Why am I so focused on the problem that I'm experiencing and not focus on the fact that I should be thanking him through it? How is my mind so distracted by the problem that I forget the solution is right there? because in my actual mind, I genuinely believe I don't deserve this. Because you honestly have been told this so long that you've been indoctrinated to believe that you don't deserve bad things to happen to you on this earth. You honestly believe that bad things are reserved for people who don't believe in God, not realizing it's the complete opposite. If this world isn't your home, it's like me going to Mars, if Mars exists. It's like me going to some foreign territory. Let's say I'm going 5,000 feet below ground, and I'm going down there with no light and no oxygen. And then I get surprised by the fact that I can't see and can't breathe. I'm shocked. For some odd reason, I'm shocked that the environment I'm in is not conducive to my anatomy. And then I start getting mad at the darkness and the lack of oxygen. Meanwhile, before I even got down there, I was told I needed light and I needed an oxygen tank. And I didn't take either because I figured I could traverse it myself. That's how stupid we sound as believers. That's exactly how dumb we sound. We, in our new bodies, are still in an environment where we are not welcome. We will never blend in. We will never set our foot to the same plow that they're doing. It's not supposed to be us. So when they reject us and the environment doesn't want us, why are we surprised? Why are you freaking out about this? You don't belong there. And the environment is going to rebel against you. It is not up to you to try to blend into the environment. You're supposed to stand out. But we have multiple people, multiple believers who somehow think we need to look, blend in with, coexist with the world. You want to avoid travail and you want to avoid the very thing he promised would come your way. He promised that he never, not once did he ever promise you money, fame, fortune, never promised you that. In fact, he promised you the complete and utter opposite: punishment from people, hatred, death, the sword, everything, persecution, you name it. He promised it to you. He said, whatever they did to him, they're more than likely to do to you. I don't know if you remember what they did to him. They slandered him. He works for Satan. They chased him down. They beat him. They killed him. You think you're exempt somehow when you're supposed to be leading a life like Christ? I don't remember his life being easy. And they'll go and do the justification of, oh, he was rich. He had a treasury. So if he had it, then I could have one too. That's what it means. But I don't see you rushing to get persecuted, though. Everyone's trying to leave Earth too. The new thing is, and we said this. I can't wait for God to return, and I really can't. I have to, but it's he can show up anytime, and I'll be okay. But I don't want him to show up simply because I want out of the turmoil. I'm just tired of seeing it, tired of being around it, enduring it. That's not the problem. It's a hard thing to witness. But then I remember he is the one that witnesses it all the time. I'm not trying to escape, but man, it would be nice. It would be nice for all this to just be over with. It would be nice. You know, um, this is one I want also to read. I'm going to bring this up. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance, and let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. The majority of us try to avoid maturing. We want to avoid maturing. We want the fix. We want the instant answer. We want him to take it away, heal me. Make my life easy. Please make it easy. You know, life would be easy if you just worshiped, right? I know it sounds very trivial and it sounds like ultra simplistic, but it's true. Just worship. Here's some facts for you. And I've said this before. Your circumstances don't change who God is. Your circumstances does not change who God is. Okay. Your problems does not change who God is. Your weakness does not dictate who God is. So if none of that changes or dictates who he is, then your reason for worship never changes. Your reason for worship never changes because it is not hinged on what he offers. It is hinged on who he is. Period. But when you are looking for something from him and you don't get it, you find a reason not to worship. When you're told that he is the provider of all good things and you don't get something that you consider good, you find it hard to worship. When you're going through a rough time and you don't seem to get your prayers answered, you find a reason not to worship. You come down with some sort of illness, death threatening illness. You don't worship because you don't find a reason to worship. Someone in your family dies all of a sudden. You've lost your reason to worship. God hasn't changed. Who he is still worthy of worship. Your circumstance is irrelevant to the person. it's irrelevant. There is one song that just popped into my head here. And I'm going to see if I. Yes. Okay. I don't know if you ever heard the song "Give Me Jesus." Y'all ever heard that one? It's an older one. Um, if you're not familiar with it, but the first verse is um, so simple but factual. In the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, give me Jesus. Give me Jesus, give me Jesus. You can have all this world, but give me Jesus. The modern church has forgot that. They want everything but Jesus. You see, they think that it reflects his love for them. The cross wasn't enough. The cross wasn't enough. They want more. God, prove you love me by answering this prayer in this way. You said, ask whatever I want. All you need is the relationship. Nothing else. Nothing else. But we've been sold a bag of goods, people. I think it's time you return it. You need to return it. You don't need the refund. You don't need the money you paid for it. Just return it, drop it on the counter, and walk out. He promised you pain. He promised you trial. He promised you people will hate you. He promised you persecution. He promised you all of those things. But what he also promised you was peace and joy in the person of Jesus, not anything else. Not in the way you handle problems. Not it's in a person. And keeping your gaze and your eyes on him and who he is. Not what he can give you, who he is your answer. But it's too simple. It's too easy. We want to see some sort of a manifestation of something in the form usually of a blessing, a monetary blessing, a car, a house, an easy time, anything to make our life easy, we want. If it makes it difficult, we don't want it. We'll listen to stories like the furnace and Shadrach and Meshach and those guys. We don't realize that they were at peace in a very tumultuous situation. The peace didn't come by removing them from the situation. The peace came in the midst of it. The peace showed up for those guys in the middle of what they did not want. Yet we somehow feel we're so special, we should have an exemption from the turmoil and all the travail and have simple, easy, coasting times in life. That's what we believe. We should have me money, we should have health, we should have all of this stuff. No, you have life. You should be lucky you got that. That's blessing. Waking up in the morning, blessing. Could be Lisa, could be you too. Stop looking to God like he's a genie, please. He's king. He's worthy of being bowed to, worshiped, revered. Nothing else. That's it. Bowed. He's not a genie in a bottle for you to keep begging and asking for stuff. Like we said before, if it's in his name, you'll get it. If it's not in his name, stop asking. You won't know what's in his name unless you're in front of him all the time to know. Life is not about what you're getting from everything else. Life is about worshiping God now in the here, prepping for kingdom life. We should be prepping for kingdom life. In any case, I would ask that you do this for yourself, not for anyone else, for yourself. Evaluate whether you've been looking at God in the right way, whether or not you've known your place before Him, and realize that you don't deserve what you think you deserve. What you deserved, He put off the table when He sent His Son. What He gives you is His presence. In His presence is everything good. And by good, I mean His standard of good. And He is goodness. There is a massive perspective switch that has to happen in the kingdom today. Otherwise, we'll be the main culprit of leading people down the Broadway. My circumstance does not dictate who God is. Hence, it should not affect my worship. It really shouldn't. And if it does, then you might want to check on it. You might want to check on that. Because somewhere along the line, your perspective has been skewed horribly. 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 Um, I want to go into Psalms tomorrow. And I won't give you exactly which one I'll be going into. But let's just say I'll be picking out quite a few of them where David's lamenting, Solomon's lamenting, to keep in the vein of the travail and falsehood of happy, happy, happy preaching that goes around. It's not a downer. Okay, just so you know, the reason I'm harping on all of this is not because I'm trying to bring people down. It's because I'm trying to change your perspective on focus of what his presence actually brings. Not what we think it brings, but what it actually brings. It's simple. Call it sexual harassment and he'll leave you alone real quick. Real easy. It's sexual harassment. That, or you speak the truth. Just because you work with someone doesn't mean you got to be friends with them. One, two doesn't mean that you have to be cordial to the point where you are interacting like a friend kind of thing. You don't. You can simply tell them your lifestyle does not coincide with my belief system, and I'd prefer to not have any interaction with you. If you have a problem with that, you can take it up with HR. Don't say anything mean. Just be straightforward. Your lifestyle clashes with my religious beliefs. You might want to be friendly, but I don't need to be friendly. You state your point. I think we've been to a place now where we don't want to, but you got to. You got to. Being frank and being a man about it is probably the best way to do it. Just say, no, sorry, man. Look, small talk, we ain't doing the small talk thing. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm sorry. No. The way you live and what you possess as your lifestyle completely clashes with where I am in my walk. And I'm not willing at all to put myself in a position where I have to be constantly dealing with what you offer. I don't want to have to do that. If I have to interact with you at 5 minutes because of work, I'm going to do that, but we're not friends. It's a work environment. You have the right to not be friends there. I look, either his law is above all other laws or it's not. This is part of the trust thing, right? Either you state his law when his law is stated or you don't. And if you trust him, he'll provide either way because you're standing up for his law. If you're standing up for his law, he'll provide either way. And if that provision simply means that you're homeless because but you have God, are you willing to take that? How far are you willing to take your trust of him? I'm not saying he's going to leave you homeless or destitute. I'm not saying that. I have no idea what he's going to do. But I do know what you can do, which is stand by his word. That's all I know. Sorry, Shirley, I have, but it's been hectic here trying to get things figured out with where the other half, my wife, is trying to get back to home and all that stuff. So, um, but I did, and I have not seen anything yet. But I'll let you know as soon as I know something. Um, so yeah, just that would be my advice. You can't be afraid of what the world thinks about what God's law is. That's on them to figure out. They can fight that amongst themselves. They can fight that amongst themselves, people. So for those who came in late, in case you did not get the memo, I do have my um, page up and running now, my website back up and moving. I'm going to show you how to get there real quick so you're not confused about where to go. So if you go to my YouTube page, okay, and you go over to the About tab, okay, you will see down here it says website. Okay, now this Rumble link will take you to the Savage Patriots link, okay? Straight Talk doesn't have a Rumble link. That Rumble link will take you to Savage Patriots on Rumble. The website link, if you click on that, it will take you to this page here. Okay? And under this page, you will find all the stuff. And the blogs will be under here. That's going to get populated. See, I haven't posted anything since 2021. That's horrible of me. I have a few of them and I need to repopulate and put some up here. And then, of course, if you click on the merchandise, you'll get to it'll come up as a pop-up, but you'll get the link for the store. Pretty easy stuff. Okay. All right. So now that we have that out the way, now you know how to find stuff. If things happen where YouTube shuts it down, at least you'll have another spot that you can go to see what you need to see. Okay. Just so you know. I do hope that this platform continues to grow. I'm not going to lie. I do want this platform to grow. It's going there slowly, real slow, but it's moving. Your interaction helps a lot. Thumbsing up or thumbs down and liking, commenting, even if it's something that you disagree with, comment anyway. And tomorrow we'll talk about travail in the Psalms and what it looks like to really persevere through problems. Okay. Just so you know. In any case, of course, no Savage Patriots today. Too Strong will be going live at 8 Eastern. And the Mix at 6:30. Well, sorry, 9:30 Eastern. Yes, I did. I'm pretty sure that there are women's size, I do believe. I do. If not, I can always add them women's cuts of shirts and size. So I'll just do that today. I'll add that type. No, I know they have different arm builds on those shirts, so I'll make sure I add them. As for the purses, like I said, I don't know about the purses thing. They're so one person wanting a purse, multiple would be fine. But if there's just one, I don't know if it justifies having the whole store have it. So we'll see. In any case, we'll see you guys tonight on Too Strong and then on the Mix right after. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you tomorrow with the Psalms. Wisdom calls to you from the streets. So please, please, please find wisdom. Peace.
Hold tight, dreams, for if dreams die.